So, good evening, everyone. I'm Dez Beaumont from Wakefield. First time I've come on here to go live. I haven't done StreamYard for a while, but I do tend to be drawn to a name as you go down. So I'd always say keep commenting, saying hello, as your name will keep coming up then. And sort of yes or no as I give evidence. Um, I think that's it. I don't think Veronica comes back on now, so I just think it's me and yourselves. Um, can I go to Claire Topham then, please? Good evening, Claire. I just seem to be drawn to your name a little, and as I want to sit here, I do assume we okay to go now. But I want to say I have a lady that stands beside you very closely from the spirit world. Now, I know I can't see you, you don't even have a picture, but this lady does make me very much aware. She would be a little bit shorter than yourself in life. I won't say she would only be 5'5". I want to say a little bit of weight with this lady, but you would understand the last year of life, she would have lost majority of this weight, would have just sort of dropped off her. I do feel very tired with this lady. I know sitting around, even though I'm sat here talking, is making me feel very uncomfortable and very tired for this lady. I want to feel I was bedbound for the last 3 months of life. I want to feel as well also I would have needed people to come in and take care of me. Not just family is how I'm being led here. I want to say people that I wouldn't have really known as well. I do feel a motherly love with her, but I do feel more gran than mum, but the very same love that a mother would have for you. I want to say as well, Mary as a name should connect. I'm not saying that's this lady's name, but Mary should connect around this lady. I do feel I would have had a good life as well. A lady who tells me here that she loved life and loved family. A lady who was very proud of herself as well. And I do feel that's why she didn't really like others having to come in and take care of this lady, because I want to say with her that she was a lady that liked to take care of others rather than others have to take care of her. Would you be understanding what I'm saying, Claire? I do want to stay on the grand side with her, you see. I want to say as well, this lady would have a bit of curl to her hair. She makes me very much aware of the old-fashioned curlers that the old generation would wear. Very much, yes, that's okay. I won't say that she would have had these, but I know as I'm sitting here, I want to feel quite a bit of stomach condition for this lady. I feel quite a lot of pain around my stomach area with her, but I don't feel it would have stayed here. Nan, yes, okay. I don't feel it would have stayed here because I feel that would have spread this condition for her as well. And I want to say there would be some sort of condition with the lungs as well. I'm not sure if she's giving me a pneumonia condition, something that she would have picked up later on in her illness. I want to say there would have been a visit to the hospital that would have made her feel even worse. And I want to say that the visit to the hospital resembled into this lady's sort of passing. I want to say that I never came out myself after the last sort of after the time spent in a hospital with her. Very true. Yes, okay. I want to say with her as well, though, you would understand around Nan. This lady would have had a very big heart. I want to say that her main aim within life was caring for other people. I want to say that she makes me aware. I'm not sure if I'm a carer within a job with her, or that I was just a lady that loved to look after everybody around. I'm a lady who's very well respected, you see, is how I feel with her. A lady who was known by more people than she actually realised, because as I want to go to Nan's passing here, she makes me very much aware there would have been a lot of people turned up to say the goodbyes. Now, I know that she would have found that quite remarkable, because I wouldn't have had a great deal of visitors the last year, as she's telling me, because I want to be quite a secluded lady the last year of my life. I want to say that she wouldn't have had the energy to get out, and I want to say that went on visits, didn't come home, looked after us all. Yes, okay. That's how I felt, you see, like I'd gone into the hospital and picked up, I won't say some sort of a pneumonia or some other symptom that would have sort of pushed my illness forward, you see. I know that I've got to say, though, as you would be understand, it would kind of be just waiting around for people to come and have a look at her and sort of visit her. Um, I want to say, you see, the last year of life, I feel very lonely with this lady. And I know that would have been such a hard journey, not just for her, but for you all as a family as well, because she would have meant so much to everybody, is how I want to feel with her. And I know that I want to say there would have been restrictions on the amount we could visit, you see, is how I feel. I also, you would understand, would she have suffered a lot with heartburn as well? Because she's making me feel like that would be quite bad for this lady, like I would be a Rennie after Rennie sort of thing. Just sort of waiting for your reply, just so that I get an idea that I'm definitely on the right track. Although I don't always, I don't wait for the reply as such. I try and give as I can. So if you just put yes every so often, it's good. Okay. I knew that there were a reason because as I knew this lady, I've got to say with her, you see, and I'm finding her quite a funny lady. She didn't like to wait around. I feel with her, she had to go first this evening because I want to say, as Nan comes close, you're really needing this lady. I know that you're really needing her to take the weight of the world off your shoulders right now because she does make me very much aware with you, you see, that you've got decisions to be making. And I know that at the moment you're feeling like you're torn between two sides of a decision. But she says to you that she listens to you because I want to say as well, she does need you to acknowledge that she listens to you more often than you actually feel. Because I want to say Nan is still a very big part of your life, and not just because she's around you in the spirit world, but because you also want her to be, and you're still, I want to say within your day-to-day life, you're still involving this lady in your thoughts and your chats as well. And I know that that makes us smile. And you would also understand this lady would have had false teeth as well. Because I want to say here, I don't want to make decisions, that's okay. I want to say that you would understand that the teeth wouldn't have fit with the weight loss. And that's why I feel she also didn't like to see strangers because no, she didn't like to see, she wouldn't allow people to see her without these teeth, is what she's making me very much aware. Now, I know around you as well, as I want to bring healing to yourself, as she's telling me here, that you seem to have been suffering with headaches as well recently. Because as I want to connect with yourself, she's sort of making me aware we're not sleeping properly as well. And I want to say we're overthinking a lot of things. But I have to say from Nan at the moment, you see, you have to follow your heart because she just tell me that you've got the answers that you need. And I have to say, at the moment, you see, she just says to you, follow your heart and you won't go wrong. Now, I have to give as well at the moment Lily. Now, I feel Lily would also be a name that should connect around you because Lily seems to be, I've been given it twice because I also want to give you lilies as a flower as well, which Nan would have loved. Now, I want to say, would it have caused hay fever around her? Because I want to say that there would be sort of hay fever, or these lilies would have set off something with Nan. But even though they did, she loved them around the home. Your partner. I know there was an issue, you see, around the lilies because that's how I felt with the hay fever. Now, I also want to put Jack as well as a name because I want to say Grandad would also stand with her within the spirit world as well due to hay fever. Yes, I knew the hay fever was relevant. I want to say as well though with Grandad, a very hard-working gentleman. He could be a bit of both because I've got a gentleman here full of love, but a gentleman also that was very stubborn. Now, I am aware with him instantly. He would have loved a cup of tea, this gentleman. And I want to say as well, he shouldn't have eaten as many biscuits as he used to like because I feel with him, he used to pretend he'd only had a couple where we knew he'd had a lot more than what he was meant to do. I want to say with a gentleman though that he wouldn't have ever had the time to say goodbye to you because I want to be a gentleman that passed very quickly and I want some sort of heart condition around him is how I feel. Sounds like your dad. Okay. Would you understand then with dad? I feel dad is still here, is how I'm feeling, not in the spirit world. Yes, a heart attack. Okay. That's how I felt with him, you see. I felt like I had plans for tomorrow to come. It just never came, if you understand with him. I want to be quite a smart character because I want to be putting a shirt and trousers on Grandad. And I want to say as well that he would be known sometimes for wearing a cap as well with him. A gentleman that didn't like to be sat around the home. But I want to say that the heart attack would have taken him to the spirit world, but I also feel with him he wasn't a well man coming up to the heart attack, as you would be aware. I want to say as well around him where he used to love the hard boiled sweets, I feel, and I would say everything that I needed off him would always be at the side of my chair. Now, I want to go on about horses, so I want to say around Grandad, I do feel he would have had a passion for the either horse racing or just horses itself, because he mentions the horses to me, so there would be memories regarding the horses or horse racing. A gentleman, I've got to say, and he keeps making me reference to a gentleman, so although he could be stubborn, he would be a gentleman to his lady. Yes, he had dementia and always had pockets full of sweets. Okay, yes, definitely. That's okay. I just like to now and again know that I'm on the right track. I've got to be honest, I like working with spirit more than I do people. And I love listening to the stories because I want to say with Grandad, I could actually sit here for the full hour and listen to this gentleman's stories because I want to be a bit of a storyteller with him. But I do know I've just have to say to Nan and Grandad that I'm going to have to leave their love and at least try and get a few more because I want to say that you with your nan, as you're very much aware, she loved her voice, did this lady. And I know at the moment I have to leave an awful lot of love for you from both Nan and Grandad and just say going forward that both of them are listening and giving the support that you're needing at the moment. So I want to leave that love with you, if that's okay, and say thank you. Could I now come to Rosalind Arnold, please? Thank you, Claire. Rosalind Arnold, I was just looking where your name was. Again, as I'm talking, if you just put yes and no, it sort of tells everybody else that it's right as well. I want to say, Rosalind, is I want to connect to yourself. I have a lady that stands with you also. Now, I feel very close to you with this lady, and I know as soon as your name came up on this list here, um, I've got to say it's glowing up in blue, but I wanted to put love hearts around it from a lady within the spirit world. I want to say a lady who comes with you at the moment is very much a mum to you, is how I'm feeling with her. An awful lot of love that I have to pass your way. And a lady who tells you that she still stands with you all the time. A lady who's very, very proud of you as well and wishes that she had the strength that you showed at the end of this lady's life. Your mum. Okay. I was just waiting just to make sure that I was on the right track. Now, I want to say with Mum, I've got to say quite a unique lady. I've got to say very lovable, and I love the energy that your mum brings around. Now, I also want to say as well, she was quite a nosy character when she was here, as you would be aware. And I know that I feel she would have liked fine ornaments or maybe charity shops, etc. Because she's sort of looking around my office here. My kids and my missus don't really come in here. This is my office for my mediumship. And she's sort of got an eye on my angel ornament. So I want to say with Mum that she would like find sort of different, is how I put it, because my office is full of different. I want to say with her as well, she tells you that she always knew she was loved, because I want to say that she's making me reference here that there must have been questions within a conversation or within your mind wondering if Mum knew she was loved as much as she was. I want to say it wasn't an easy journey with Mum, because she does make me aware within life there would be mountains to cross for her. So I know life wasn't always easy, but I want to say a lady that was never shy of the hard work that was needed. Sounds like my friend, she liked charity shops. Okay, right, so we shall see them. I want to say you would understand with Mum. Would I be right? Would you understand as I want to sit here with a cancerous condition for this lady? I want to say that it would have. I'm not sure if I would be with my lungs or my top end of my body here with her. And I know that she's making me feel very tired and very much out of breath as I'm talking. I want to be a lady as well that I really didn't want to give up the fight and I thought things was going to improve. Yes, bowel cancer. Okay. Because I just want to say with her that we sort of knew things wasn't going to get any better, but I've got to say she tried her hardest to keep that smile on her face right till the very end of life. And I know that wasn't an easy journey for her, as she very much makes me aware. I do want to say there would be conversations while we were sitting with Mum where she'd just nod off to sleep as we was talking, because I can feel that now as I'm connecting and talking with her, that I could just drop to sleep at any moment and wake up and sort of apologise that I wasn't concentrating and your dad have lung cancer. Okay, I want to be there with Mum first, though, just one at the time, if that's okay. But I did feel the symptoms as well for the general. I want to say Dad is with you. Yes, she did. Okay. I want to say Mum is needing to come around you more than anything, because I've got to say she's been in your thoughts an awful lot. And I want to say as well, more today than ever. And I feel with her, she had to come through this evening because Mum does make me aware around you that you've been having doubt, understand. And I want to say with Mum, she just makes me aware that sometimes we have to have those doubts, because when we get given the proof, then everything's going okay. Did she collect purses? I wanted to say handbags, but I feel like I'm not looking at handbags. I feel like either yourself or Mum would have quite a collection of different purses. Or would you understand a purse that you would still own now that would have belonged to Mum that would still have things in it? Like a little memory sort of things. Because she references to a purse. few things of my mum's. Okay, now I want to be looking at, she's sort of making me reference here to some sort of lucky charm I feel that she would have given you, that I've got to say that we have to hold close to our heart. There's some sort of memorabilia that she sort of give you before she would have passed to the spirit world. It's what I'm sort of looking for. Something that we can keep close to us and keep in our prayers when times are hard, as she's telling me. But I seem to have forgotten about this little, I want to say some sort of lucky charm is how I look for it. I need to know, you see, at the moment with Mum, that she's around you a lot, but there's something to do as well. Have we been stargazing? Would you understand Dad having a bit of a passion for stars on a night time? Yes, you do have a lucky charm off Mum. Okay. You're not sure about the purses. Okay. That's what she was showing me, a purse. So whether you keep a lucky charm in your purse or something, but that's what she gave me. A purse with a lucky charm that I kind of need to sometimes just take a hold of and sort of know that Mum is still with you. And this lucky charm, what she would have given, means so much to her and so much to you. Know about the gazing. Okay, there's something about stars, you see. Okay, I want to leave Mum's love with you then, Rosaline, if that's okay, because I feel that the stars are very important. So I have to say Mum and Dad. Oh yes, it does. The stars does mean something. Okay, I want to leave Mum and Dad's because I do feel I've moved on. I know there's a lot coming forward. I have to say, just before I do that, there's been a lot of changes within life at the moment. And I want Mum, needs you to know that she's still there with an awful lot of love and support for you. I do feel at the moment, though, she's making me aware, Mum, that you sort of lost yourself at the minute. And she's making me reference to, she wishes you was as proud of you as she really is of you, if you understand what she's saying. Because I want to say at the minute, we're finding it so much harder to get up off the chair and keep moving forward. And I have to say, Mum is that lady that you can feel the strength slowly coming back to you. But I want to be saying, I'm feeling with yourself, have you been a little bit wobbly on your legs or something recently? Because I'm just being told we kind of need to be slowing down, taking things one step at a time, if you understand me. I want to go to Tracy Mega, please, next. But yes, it does. Okay, you're very welcome, Rosalind. And please know that your Mum and your Dad, I won't say it was Mum that needed to speak today to you. Yes, I have vertigo. Okay. She just needs you to know at the minute, you see, that you're not on your own. Because I just feel around you that you're very much feeling like it's just you against everything. But Mum's there. And I have to say as well, she's so grateful for everything you did to her, for her, towards the end of life. And I want to say that she never had the opportunity to say thank you, but you kept that smile and that strength for her going. And she says, and she'll never forget that. So thank you very much. Tracy Mega, please. She loved you also, and she still very much does. So good evening, Tracy. Now, as I saw your name going up here, I wanted to say I have a gentleman. Now, I mentioned stars or stargazing to the last lady, I've forgotten her name now, Rosalie. And I know it didn't seem to connect as I was saying. So as I looked at the computer, your name came up. So I want to say with you, Tracy, would you understand Dad in the spirit world? I've got to say, quite a character within his life. I actually feel a very humorous man, but a very dry sense of humour. I feel if you knew him, you would understand his humour. If you didn't know him, you wouldn't quite understand him at times. I want to be a gentleman who would chat to anybody because I feel how excited he is that he's come through tonight and finally having a voice as he's telling me. So either he hasn't come through before or hasn't come through that often. Maybe a granddad. Okay. Would you understand William that should connect? Bill as a short, but I want to say William. I want to feel with this gentleman that I would have had a walking stick, is how I feel with him. I want to be a gentleman that didn't like sitting around because he's already, as I was waiting for your reply there, I was getting, not in a bad way, is making me chuckle. He was kind of getting bored, sat waiting around because this is a gentleman that liked to be active all the time. Putting his hands to anything is how I feel. And I know as I'm sitting here, it's not even dark outside, but already I want to be looking for the stars. I do feel I've got a gentleman who knew quite a bit about the world, and I've got to say the solar system as well with him. 100%. Okay, that's how I feel, and I want to say as well. I feel I've got to be careful how I speak because this gentleman didn't always have a filter, and he would say things just for a little bit of a humorous reaction. Because as I was sat here, I'm trying to hide the smile, the grin I've got with him because I want to be quite a humorous man, and I've got to say, given half the chance, quite mischievous with him. I want to be a gentleman though that would have passed. I'm not saying in your youth here because it makes me aware it's come through life with you. Smile and joke and laughing. That's how I feel. A very upliftment around this gentleman. But I have been in the spirit world some time. Now, as I want to come forward with him, he takes reference that he has his own voice now. So I want to be a gentleman when with Gran here, she would have finished his sentences. And I want to say there would be many occasions he would say, I don't see why I speak, because I feel quite overwhelmed that now he's got the opportunity to come forward. I want to say with you as well, there's so much going off in your life, and I want to be put in a chair. Your nan, yes, your nan is with him, I don't know that. And that's the lady who would have finished his conversations. But I want to say he would have dearly loved her beyond words, and that's how I feel. She would have been his everything. And I want to say as well, he was more concerned about her and her health than he actually was his. Because I want to be quite a stubborn man who didn't like to go see doctors, didn't like to listen to everybody else's advice, because I've got to say with him, I'm a character that knew more than everybody else. Yes, a good man, he really was. That's how I feel with him. I want to say he would have done anything for anybody in his day. And I also feel he was ready to pass to the spirit world. That's how I feel with him. I feel he knew his work was done, as he's trying to explain to me, and he'd done as much as he knew he needed to do. But I want to be a gentleman that wasn't quite sure there was anything after life, but I want to be a gentleman that sort of makes me aware he'd become quite lonely. So I do feel Gran had already passed to the spirit world and left the gentleman behind. And I feel with him, his smile was never the same afterwards. He was a decorator, yeah. But I want to say regarding his work, it wasn't even about the money. It was more about helping other people. I want to be quite a perfectionist, you see, with him around the work. massive heart attack. Okay. I know with him, I've got to say he wasn't the healthiest of characters, and I want to say as well, he would have tried to change the way he lived life, but I also know, as he makes me aware, change was boring for him. Because I want to say he would have had a saying, "We only live once." He was over 6 foot. Okay, I didn't know that, so I'm not going to pretend I knew because I didn't. I didn't actually ask him how tall, so I do apologise. But I do want to say he's still very much remembered now and a character in his day that would never be forgotten. I want to say with him, he definitely would have been a heart and soul of a community. Um, and obviously it explains why I feel not a gentleman to cross at times, especially if he's over 6 foot tall. But I want to say he would have been more like a gentle giant, is how I want to feel with him. Not a character that you would have fallouts with very often, but a gentleman also that definitely could stand his ground when needed. I know with you at the moment, Tracy, there's a lot of changes. I want to say as well, are we not feeling he was a real man? Yes. Are we not feeling like our home is our home anymore? Because I want to say it's like we're not feeling like we want him to be around there at the moment. I want to say that these are we wanting to move or escape from bad memories or something at the minute, is how I'm feeling and being told. I want to say around you that this past 6 months has been quite an uphill challenge for you. And I know that you're definitely needing the support at the moment from the spirit world. Denise Wattridge Trow, I'm going to come to you next. Yes, okay. Because I just feel, you see, as I'm being made aware here, I feel very lost at the moment. I feel like I'm wanting questions asked, answered that don't seem to be coming. I want to say around you that you've got such a big heart in life, and you're a lady that seems to put everybody before you. I do want to say, as Grandad tells me here, though, that at times you really need to think of you as well, because I just feel that you are concentrating on everybody else and their worries to try and forget about yours, as they're telling me here. I do want to say that Grandad's around the house an awful lot with you. I want to be a gentleman that I feel smoked because as I'm sitting here, I can smell the tobacco. I want to say that this has been a bit of a smell that you smelt around your home as well. I want to say, as he's making me reference here, that he seems to wake you up at 4:30 on the morning. I want to be saying this is a time that he seemed to be out of bed most days himself, ready for his 2 cups of tea before hitting the road. And I want to say that he did smoke, yes. I want to say there would be days where he would leave when it were dark and be back when it were dark. But it was a job that he had a passion for. I want to say his whole aim in life was trying his hardest to make best for his family. I want to be a gentle, yes, be flashing my lights in my kitchen. Okay, because he's needing you to know he's there, you see. Now I do know that he would have took you on holidays as a young lady because he makes me reference to the seaside. Um, I'm not sure if he said Flamborough or Filey. I want to be a beach. There would be memories of donkeys. Not going abroad as such is not what he's showing me. It's more showing me our sort of coastal areas. I want to be saying that he would have worked hard to enjoy what they had. But I want to be a gentleman that sort of sat with regrets. Me and my mum went to the beach. Yes, okay, because he's sort of making me aware. He always had an ambition of I want to say travelling, just never got round to it, if you understand. And I want to say what he's telling me is because at the moment he doesn't want you to sit with regrets in life. He tells you that there's much more to life for you to come, and you kind of got to enjoy and find the love for you again at the moment. Is how he's making you feel here. It's like you've lost the love for you, and he's trying his hardest to push you forward, and sort of saying, stop putting everything off for tomorrow that we could be doing for today. And I want to leave that love there with him. Yeah, it could be 10 o'clock. That's what I feel. I feel that it's all about the memories, you see. I feel that's what we have to start to do, if you understand, because I want to say, and I don't want to sound rude, you don't like to see the same four walls too often. And he's sort of making me reference, if I remember rightly, you were the lady I came to regarding the star glazing, I believe. And that's what I feel. I was looking out into the world, because there's so much more we can be doing on a day-to-day basis. And I want to say that's what he's trying to push you out there. Get a bit of fresh air, put that smile on your face, and look forward to what's to come tomorrow, as he tells us. And I'm going to leave his love there with you, and there's an awful lot of it. So thank you very much. I did mention a lady's name and I forgot the name. He only had cheese sandwiches. Okay. Always. We'll try and find Denise. That's it. Oh, so yeah, at least you remembered. Can I come to you, Denise? Please. I was drawn to yours, and I know you put you miss your mum. And as I read your first comment, I did feel a lady that comes very close to you in life. I know that I've got to say with mum, I feel instantly my energy has dropped a little bit. I still feel very emotional around the loss of mum. But I have to say that she's happy in the spirit world. And I have to say as well, she's got the energy back. And I want to say as well that she couldn't speak the words she wanted to at the end of life. I want to say that she would have tried to get them words out, but I want to say I was so tired and the words wasn't coming out as I kind of wanted them to, is how she's referencing to me. I want to be a very hardly working lady here who doted on a family, and a lady who would have done anything to keep any one of you happy. I want to say 3 siblings. Yes, you cry a lot. Okay. I want to say 3 siblings would connect around yourself as well. And I want to say as well, we're in June now, and I want to come to an anniversary also in the June month. But I want to say going forward, she had mouth cancer. Okay, I just knew that I wanted to try and say the words, and the words wouldn't come. I want to go to the 22nd of a month, as well as an anniversary, but I feel maybe a birthday, because it should be an upliftment around this anniversary, although I'm not feeling it's an upliftment. That's how I feel it should have been. Would you understand? There's a picture you've got at the side of your name here. While I've been waiting for your tomorrow, my mum's passed. Okay, 8th of June. Right, yeah. I just knew that June is relevant for where we're not feeling everything at the minute. But I also want to go to the 22nd of the month as well. And I feel this would mum's birthday be on the 22nd of September by any chance? Because I want to go to the September with the 22nd. Now, I'm looking at a little girl picture at the side of your name here, and your mum is referencing to the hat that that little girl has got on. Did your mum like the fancy hats, but more flowery than that kind of thing? I want to be a lady who loved life. A smile on her face was very relevant for this lady. And I want to say if mum would have crossed paths with people, they would have walked away with a smile on their face as well. You lost a baby on the 22nd. Yes. So that's what I felt around. It should have been uplifting, but I didn't feel uplifting. Okay. So I want you to know then that Mum obviously references this. I want to say as well, this is why I felt as I saw you miss your mum as it came up, I felt Mum instantly needed to come. We have adopted this little girl, okay, because the picture here you see is taking my eye straight away. Would I be right? Did Mum never meet this little girl here on the Earth plane? Because your picture has gone now. Yes, okay, you're back now. I want to say this reference around the picture you see with her. I wanted to say something to do with the hat, but I felt as though Mum had not met her, maybe. There's a reference regarding the picture of Mum. I want to say how Mum is telling you, even though you're worried of getting everything wrong, you're actually remarkable, she tells me. Mum didn't meet her. She's only 2. Okay. I knew there was reference regarding this, you see. And I want to say, as much as you feel, I want to say within your thoughts, you've been thinking of Mum while you're with her, wishing Mum could tell you how to be a parent to this young girl. But your Mum is telling you that you are amazing at the moment, and she sees that smile that you've got on your face, but she does want you to know you've no reason to feel guilty, and you'd understand what she means. Because I want to say at times you sort of take a step back because you feel guilty for the child that was lost, and she says nothing could have changed. I want to say that she loves to see you playing, and I want to say as well, life isn't all around working, she's telling me. Work sometimes has to come second, because I want to say Mum is telling you here, we only get the one chance as us as people. And she says, no matter what in life, no matter how much we struggle, make as many memories as we possibly can. I'm 63-year-old and I have a 2-year-old that was abandoned. Yeah, okay. But you're honestly capable. That is what she needs you to know. She tells me that. I've got to say this exactly how it is. The little girl given to you were for a blessing, because all of a sudden you've a purpose again. And you know, honestly, I feel very emotional for your mum at the minute, because she wishes you wouldn't feel that she's missing out, because she doesn't miss a thing. She says, you might not see me around, but I'm there all the time. And I want to say with a little girl as well, you'd actually understand the standing and talking to spirit. And I want to say the little girl talks to your mum. And although you've adopted her, she's still Nana. She says she loves it where she's in the spirit world because she's at peace. She says, I'm at pain free. She loves jigsaws. There's something about jigsaws. Just waiting for a quick reply. There's so many asking for messages. Oh, I miss you so much, Mum, bless you. I can't get around everybody. I really wish I could. I love working with the spirit world. I love doing what I do. I want to say next, I'm still with Denise at the moment, but I want to come to Kay Weezy. Okay, Denise, I have to give you tulips from Mum. That's what she wants. She loved crosswords and jigsaws. Jigsaws. She didn't give me a crossword. She gave me a jigsaw. And I want to say as well, we used to all chip in when we used to visit. And I know that she loved that. I've got to say with Mum, She hated the part of life where you all grew up and had to move out, because all of a sudden she thought like her purpose in life was done. She says, but when they moved out, my work only just started, because she makes me reference here that life were harder as you were all growing into adults than it was when you were all kids, when you listened. I know, she's actually very funny, your mum. I know with her, I already mentioned the tulips. I have to give one of every colour, because at the moment she's trying to put so much brightness around you. She tells me that you've so much in life to get up for in the morning, and you've so much to keep moving forward. I want to say mum is with you. Have we been looking in a photo album and sort of trying to show memories to the little girl? Because that's how I want to feel, as though you'd love to have the little girl know who your mum is. She says that she always will. She says you'll never forget who I am, because I will always be in your heart. And I'm going to leave that love with you, because I know I've only got like 5 or so minutes, 10 minutes. But I'll just make sure you understand that first. Yes, okay. She will be with you. Do you know the little girl? Does she have a bit of a bad temper at times? Because she's making me references, your mum. She's got a grin on her face, and I can't keep it off. That she's so like you. I want to say she stamps her feet as well when she doesn't get her own way. No, yes, for sure. Okay, because I feel mum's been around, and as the little girl stamps her feet, a memory of you as a young girl came into mum's mind. So I want to say this young girl is already very much like you. Okay, so you are doing a remarkable job, and your mum is proud as all of you. And I'm going to leave her love, and I'm going to move to K Weezy. So thank you, Denise, love. She gets so mad if she can't have her own way. Yeah, okay. So just know, mum finds that quite funny. So when you're trying to tell the little girl she's to do this and do that, just remember, mum will be at her side, egging her on, because I already feel that with her. So you're welcome. K Weezy. Okay. Now, I know I want to bring a gentleman with yourself as well. I've got to say a bit of a character. I've got to say a bit different with him. Now, as I was sat here talking to the last lady, would you understand him liking singing? I want to say I could hear the gentleman singing along. Quite a patient character. I know you've mentioned a few times that you sat waiting patiently, but I want to say with Dad, he was never in no rush within life. I want to be a gentleman that sort of took things at his own stride. A gentleman that I have got to say here rolls his sleeves up, very hard working. I want to say that he would have passed to the spirit world much younger than he had planned, because I want to say that the moment I was told I wasn't well, there was no coming back. A very big shock to this gentleman that he was going to pass to the spirit world. And unfortunately, he makes me aware that he kind of gave in on himself once he was told, as you would understand here. I want to say he went downhill quite rapidly from the moment he was told, because I can instantly feel the weight loss for this gentleman. I can feel the cold on the bones for this gentleman. And I want to say there would be some sort of confusion as well with him and his memory. Just waiting for a yes or a no, just so I know I'm on the right track here. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, I do know, as I was sat quite patiently there in my own world, I want to say your dad was a very intelligent man, but I want to say not intelligent through education. I want to be a gentleman that became very intelligent through lessons learned in life. Now, it makes me aware childhood wasn't the easiest for him. I want to be a gentleman that was kind of scared to become a dad in case he got things wrong. Because as a young man, I don't feel loved within a family, as it takes me to here. And I want to say that's why, with him, at times, he could feel he got things wrong. I won't say a gentleman that kept a lot on his shoulders rather than spoke the words that was needed, if you understand what he's saying. Because as I want to come around that situation with you, you're very much the same as he tells me. He sort of makes me aware with you. You need to get the strength to talk to others. And as I want to say it is because he tells me you keep everything on your heart as well. And if we're struggling within life, you try to shake it off and keep going forward, as he tells me, just like Dad would have done. But I want to say with Dad, he really wishes he would have known how to sit down in a chair and tell people how he felt at times. Because I want to say around you, you see, where you're not quite sure how to tell other people just how you're feeling, if you understand that with him. Because Dad says he wishes he'd have sat down at the end of life. Because I want to say, a gentleman, you do music. I knew there was something with music, I could hear it. And the music seems to be something that takes your mind away. You would understand that. I have to say, as Dad tells me here, you see, he didn't tell you that he loved you as much as he wishes that he had. Because I'm a gentleman that didn't really know how to say those words, if you understand with him. Because as a young child, he didn't feel the love himself. But I want to say how much, before I have to leave, this gentleman really does love you. He's very proud of the choices that you're now making within your journey, because he needs you to know things could have been so different for you, but yet you've took this journey. And he says, keep on them tracks. Because I want to say we took ourselves away from a direction that didn't look as though it was going to be a good direction. And I know when Dad passed, you're a rapper, he told me he loved me. He definitely does love you. And he never told you as much as he wishes he did. I've got to say with you, he loves being around you. Now, I must say this, when he was here, I don't feel he liked this sort of music you listen to. But while he's in the spirit world and he's with you, he loves everything about what you do. And I've got to say, where you are in your journey now, and I'm not a gentleman that likes to predict because I don't agree with it, but you've got to keep going where you're going. Because I want to say around you, you actually already are making a difference to people that's with you. And I know he's very, very proud of you and the journey you're taking. I actually know, as I want to listen to him, he loves the music that you do. But also take time for you as a person, because I want to say the music seems to something you bury in your head in. I also have to say, as he wants me to do here, I'm giving you educational books, okay? So I know with you that there's learning, whether you've been talking about going back into college or some sort of education, he thinks it's a very good idea. Because I want to say with you, did you call him Pappy? Is something around the word Pappy as a name, as a dad or something? But I know as it's not a word I would ever get, but I just keep hearing in my mind, Pappy. Okay. I want to say with you, don't know why he's saying this. You're a very good parent. You may feel the struggle, but you're doing better than you think. Okay? But I want to say, sometimes sit down and listen to them, or listen to others. Okay, so I'm not sure what he means about that. I do feel yes, Pappy. Okay, I knew Pappy was very relevant because not a name I would get. He needs you to know that he's there because you've been wondering. Is how he's telling me. He says that there's not a day goes by where he's not helping you. Yes, you have a kid. Okay, I only felt a one. I won't lie. Um, you're doing a much better job, Kay, than you actually feel you are. And I feel what he's telling me here, you're a little bit scared sometimes to let go in case you get things wrong. He says you won't get things wrong. He says as long as within life you give it your best, that's always good enough. And I want to say that's something that Dad said all the time. Doesn't matter how much you do something as long as you do it your best. And that's what he's sort of telling. If you do it your best now, you'll float through life and you'll keep making the changes to others that's very much needed. Okay? So I want to leave his love with you, and there's an awful lot of love from him. I want to say sorry that he didn't say goodbye to you. Okay? But I know we're only on the last 3 minutes, so obviously I know I'm now coming to time. Um, doing best I can, I'll take that. I think sometimes within a reading, there's something for everybody to take. You needed that. Thank you. Um, I'm not going to start another one because there's only 3 minutes, and I don't want to be a part way through and Veronica come back on because we have 6 till 7. But don't think just because you didn't get a reading that your loved ones aren't around you because they really are. 10 years ago, I would have never believed in mediumship. I never believed in religion or spiritualism until my first wife passed to spirit. And to be fair, I came into this not so much wanting to be a medium, but kind of wanting to know that my wife were all right. And that's why I have such a passion for what I do. Hopefully, you've enjoyed this evening. Um, and maybe Veronica will invite me back sometime. Because, like I say, I do enjoy this. So, thank you for joining us and thank you for the support. And as you listen, lots of people will get bits out of each reading. Thank you, Susan. It's kind